Welcome to Sheikh Hamdan's Fans official channel, your trusted space for the most heartfelt stories, royal updates, and unseen moments from the life of His Highness Sheikh Hamdan and the dynamics within the royal family. Today, we bring you something truly moving, a glimpse into a tender and private emotion that recently surfaced in the public eye. Just hours ago, Sheikh Hamdan's ex-wife, Hadia Zen, shared a hauntingly beautiful and deeply personal poem on his Instagram story. Though brief, its impact has echoed across hearts worldwide. And now, exclusively here, we bring you the English translation of that poem, so stay with us, and let your heart open. What you're about to hear isn't just poetry. It's a soul crying out in quiet agony, a whisper that carries the weight of 1,000 unshed tears. A woman once called a princess, now simply a woman in love, with no crown, no title, just raw, unwavering longing. And her words begin with a simple plea, "Honey, I can't live without you. Let's journey together through this emotion, through the pages of a love that once ruled headlines, and now bleeds silently between verses. I still hear your footsteps echoing through the palace halls of my memory. Each step, measured, regal, familiar, was once the rhythm of my heartbeat. I used to live in the sound of your voice, the softness of your laughter, the way your eyes folded when you smiled. My world had structure when you were in it. My soul had balance. And now? It trembles. It shivers beneath the weight of your absence, a silence that deafens me more than any storm. You were more than a husband. You were my anchor, my breath, my quiet sanctuary in a world that demanded we both wear masks. And behind closed doors, when the cameras stopped clicking, it was just us, two hearts wrapped in gold and prayer. I don't know how to be whole anymore. I don't know how to sip tea without expecting your voice to cut through the calm. I don't know how to walk into a room and not look for you instinctively. You became my compass, and without you, I'm endlessly lost. People say time heals. But time is a cruel thief. It steals your scent from my pillow. It blurs the sound of your morning voice. It dulls the warmth of your hand in mine. But time has not healed me. It has only made me realize how deeply I was wounded. And how desperately I want to go back. Not to the fairy tale. Not to the glitz. But to you. The man who once touched my trembling hands and told me we'd last forever. When you left, you took the music with you. Now my nights are quiet, not peaceful, but hollow. I cry in whispers, not because I'm ashamed, but because no one around me truly understands what I lost. It wasn't just a marriage, it was a kingdom we built with trust, laughter, and sacrifice. And now I wander through empty castles of memory, searching for you, calling for you. But you don't turn around anymore. Do you remember how you used to pull me close at prayer time, how our hearts beat in sync as we bowed before the divine? I do. I remember. And in those sacred silences, I still whisper your name. Not to summon you, but to soothe myself. Because saying your name feels like holding onto a truth that the world has forgotten, but I never will. You were not just my partner, you were my destiny's echo. Maybe the world never understood us. Maybe duty and pressure tore through the fabric we tried so hard to weave. But my love for you was never for the cameras. It was never for the crown. It was for you. The man behind the prince. The dreamer behind the leader. The human behind the ruler. I loved him, and I still do, in places too deep for reason to reach. Honey, I can't live without you, may sound like drama to some. But to me, it is the truest line I have ever written. I have learned to breathe, to smile, to walk, but not to live. Not really. Because living means feeling fully. And I've been surviving in a dull ache ever since we parted. You may not see it, but I carry you in every beat of my heart, every prayer of my lips, every silence that lingers too long. I wonder if you miss me too, just a little. I wonder if the scent of oud reminds you of our evenings under the stars, or if a certain melody on the radio pulls your mind back to our long drives in the desert. Do you remember how we laughed? How we dreamed? How did we hold hands in the dark and whispered forever? If you remember even a fraction of it, then maybe, just maybe, I'm not alone in this love after all. This is not a letter begging for return. It's a letter revealing the truth, that even in your absence, I remain yours. That even after the world has moved on, a part of me is still waiting in the doorway of the past, hoping, not for reconciliation, but for recognition. That what we had was real. That what we lost mattered. And that somewhere in your royal heart, you still carry a corner with my name etched gently into it. So if you ever feel that tug in your soul, if a night feels colder than usual, or your heart remembers a warmth you can't place, know that it's me. Still here. Still loving you. Still whispering through time, honey, I can't live without you. There are nights when I still set the table for two. Out of habit. Out of hope. Out of some sacred stubbornness that refuses to let go. I light the candles and pretend you're on your way, that your smile will enter the room like sunlight slipping through heavy drapes. And in that pretend moment, I breathe again. Just for a heartbeat. Just for the illusion. Because pretending you're near hurts less than accepting you're gone. Sometimes I wonder, did you feel the shift when I broke? The exact moment my heart gave up pretending it was whole? Did you pause mid-speech, mid-smile, mid-prayer, and feel something tugging at you from far away? Because I did. I felt your absence like a wound that forgot how to heal. And no title, no silk gown, no amount of palace walls could protect me from that kind of ache. I've tried to be strong. I wore my silence like armor, smiled in public like everything was fine. But my soul is threadbare. And every time I hear your name whispered in the corridors of royal talk, it cuts through me like glass. Because they speak of you like a headline. But I speak of you like a heartbeat. They remember the prince. I remember the man who brushed my hair off my face before there was a time I believed I was written in your destiny, carved by the same hands that shaped your soul. We were fire and poetry and impossible prayers answered in the dark. And even now, especially now, I still believe that what we shared wasn't a mistake. It was a miracle. One the world was too loud to protect, too blind to understand. But I understood you. I still do. That's why it hurts so deeply. I don't want pity. I don't want sympathy. I want truth. I want the truth of our love to be acknowledged, even in the silence. I want the truth to echo long after this chapter closes. Because even if you never return, I want the world to know. I loved Sheikh Hamdan not because he was royalty, but because he was real to me. Raw, vulnerable, aching, radiant, real. I see you still living your life, carrying your kingdom, moving forward with grace. And I'm proud. Even through the ache, I'm proud of the man I once held as my own. But sometimes, I wonder, do you ever pause between duties, between poems, between your quiet escapes into the desert, and remember me? Do you still carry fragments of us hidden in the fold of your heart where no one else can reach? I want to believe you do. I want to believe that some loves are too sacred to be forgotten. That we were more than a passing season, more than two stars that briefly collided. Because my love for you didn't dissolve, it evolved. It became something quiet, something constant. Like prayer. Like breath. It lives now in the spaces between my every heartbeat, and I let it. Because that love, even if it's painful, is still the most honest thing I have left. Even when I left the palace gates for the last time, I left a part of me behind. Not in the jewels, not in the silks, but in the air. In the corners of your favorite room. In the echo of my footsteps that still haunt the marble halls. I wonder if you ever feel that lingering warmth, that whisper that says, she was here, and she loved you more than the world will ever know. And if you ever doubt the depth of what we had, read this. Let this poem be the page I never got to place in your hand. Let these words be the voice I couldn't find the courage to speak. Let every sentence wrap around your heart like my fingers once did on the nights you couldn't sleep. This is my truth. Unfiltered. Uncrowned. Just me, whispering across time and space, honey, I can't live without you. So wherever you are tonight, whether among royalty or lost in solitude, just know, there is one soul in this world that still beats for you. One woman who would give up every title, every jewel, every trace of fame, just to rest her head on your chest again and hear your heart say, stay. But until that moment, if it ever comes, I'll keep whispering my love through poems, through prayers, through silence. Because some hearts never stop loving, even after goodbye. I've always been sensitive, more than I ever allowed myself to admit. And maybe that was both my strength and my undoing. I didn't just love you, I felt you, every silence, every shift in your mood, every unspoken thought behind your eyes. I carried your weight in my chest without you even asking. My heart wasn't just open, it was exposed, like a page left in the rain. That's the kind of woman I was with you. And still am, even now. You once told me my sensitivity was beautiful. That made me rare. That I saw the world in layers, in colors most people don't even recognize. But sometimes, I wondered if it made me too much, for you, for the palace, for the role I was expected to play. I wasn't just soft in public, I was soft behind closed doors, too. I loved every cell in my body, and when I hurt, I bled with equal intensity. I don't apologize for that anymore. When you'd pull away, even slightly, I'd feel it like thunder inside me. I couldn't always explain it, but I'd know when something shifted. That's what sensitivity does. It turns your heart into an antenna, always tuned into the other's frequency. And you, Hamdan, you were my strongest signal. I could sense you even in silence. And when that signal faded, I began unraveling, quietly, desperately, like lace torn from its seam. Maybe that's what no one saw. The way I broke in soft pieces, privately. The way I cried into silk pillows with your name stuck in my throat. The way I wore my sorrow with a smile so the world wouldn't call me dramatic. But inside, I was falling apart, because sensitive hearts don't love halfway. We don't let go easily. We don't forget. We carry what we love in our bones. I know some people see sensitivity as weakness, but I don't. Not anymore. It means I felt you. Truly. It means every word, every glance, every night we shared under the stars meant something far deeper to me than what the world could ever guess. It means I love the way artists paint and poets write, with fire, with fearlessness, and with fragile hope. It means I still do. So if ever you wonder whether I've moved on, whether I've hardened or become indifferent, know this. Sensitive hearts don't move on, they evolve. They remember. They learn to breathe again, yes, but they never forget the breath that first gave them life. And for me, that was you. You were the breath. The muse. The quiet storm I still